Monarch is building the future for those interested in one wallet that consolidates the best services and functionality into one simple and easy-to-use app. Monarch will empower users to control all aspects of their financial kingdom from the palm of their hand. You may have heard the phrase, not your keys, not your crypto. With Monarch, you own your keys and seed, meaning you own your crypto. With Monarch, you can store, receive, send, swap, buy, sell, and earn interest on your crypto, track your portfolio, the news, the market cap, and more today. We're constantly adding new services and updates too. Learn more today by visiting monarchtoken.io or download the wallet for free today from Apple or Google.
Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Beards and Bitcoins, the crypto podcast for the man's man and the women who love them. Today, we're going to be talking all kinds of different stuff. We both had some pretty fun weekends and pretty fun weeks talking about what we did. We're also going to be talking about Bakkt, institutional investing, what effect that's had on the market and things like that. So I am your co-host, Bitboy. This is your other co-host, Jay Chains. What is going on, Chains?
What is up? It's a beautiful day here. Dude, today, honestly, no joke though, today is probably one of the best days we've had in so long. Like this whole weekend, we were at ACL and it was just hot as blazes.
Oh,
I mean, like crazy. But today it dropped into the 70s. And then it built up a little bit to I think it was in the low 80s today. But it was such a relief, man, because it's not anywhere near the hundreds. So it was
fall is here.
Ooh, felt so good. But my weekend, like you said, man, I was at ACL this weekend. Definitely.
And what is ACL? People think it's a tendon.
Oh, it is. Yeah, it is a tendon, but in it's a music festival here in Austin. They run it 2 congruent weekends. So this is weekend 1. Weekend 2 is this upcoming weekend. And it's like the same artists. Like there's a few here and there that interchange. Some of the local artists, they'll change out. But for the most part, all the main acts are the same, like Guns N' Roses. Mixed reviews.
What do you like better, the Guns or the Roses?
The Guns, because I think the Guns is Slash and the Roses is Axl Rose. And man, I got to tell you, time has not been on his side. He looks terrible.
Really?
Oh, he tried so hard, man. Like he was doing his scream and his yelling, and he did a good job, but he
no, he did as good as he could.
He gave it 100%. Whatever that 100% actually amounts to was a different thing. But it was cool, man. It was a great weekend. A lot of good shows, a lot of hot sunburns. It was a good time. What'd you do?
You saw Billie Eilish, right? She's
yes,
famous TikTok artist.
Famous, yeah. I guess she's super young and she commands the stage well. I give her props for that. Her stage presence was good. She's young. She's only 17, so she's an artist in her own right. That's not really my style. A lot of that, I got to tell you, man. It was like teeny bopper central. My wife and I were caught in the middle of the pits and stuff, and no. I'm too old for that. I'm way too old for a mosh pit with a 15-year-old.
Oh man, I can't even imagine. I literally can't imagine. Were there any rap artists there?
Yeah, Childish Gambino. There was a couple local guys, a couple smaller, but Cardi B Sunday night.
Oh,
that was basically. She's a dirty girl.
I love Cardi B.
She's got some jams, but it was like being at a strip club. I mean, minus the clothes taken off, the dancing was the same.
That's funny. Yeah. So Billie Eilish, we were talking about before we went on, she actually has Tourette's syndrome.
See, I didn't know that.
Yeah. So if you don't know what Tourette's syndrome is, it basically is a disease where it gives someone tics. So they do kind of weird eye movements or, move their arms weird or whatever it might be. And I was actually doing some research on this because it's very interesting when you have someone who is a celebrity. She's becoming a huge celebrity right now.
She's an international, a total international pop star, right?
Yeah, she's really on. Yeah, she's on the ascent right now for sure. She's on the way up. Yeah, because her music, it is kind of pop. It's got a pop kind of element, but it's a little harder than regular pop. It's not like your teeny bopper pop, Yeah, no.
Yeah, she was it was black and lime green. Her hair was lime green. Her nails were 5 inches long, like daggers. Yeah.
But so I was looking on some interviews because they get compilations of her with tics, where she'll tick or do something. I guess I don't know if I'm supposed to do tics or not, but kind of move their heads weird or move their eyes weird or whatever. What she was saying was very interesting. She was saying that basically when the people ask her the question, that's when she's ticking. Like she'll be making weird eye movements and stuff. And so she expects whoever's doing interviews with her not to film her during the question asking, because once she starts talking, she has no problems. But when she's just sitting there waiting on the question, she has tics. And then I can't remember what interview it was. It's a pretty big interview. They put it out and showed the full thing of her and the interviewer. And that's how it kind of went viral and everybody found out about it.
That's interesting. That's really interesting. I'll check that out. I did not know that.
Yeah. So she was on Ellen talking about it.
You like Ellen?
I don't watch the Ellen show.
Yeah,
I don't watch the Ellen show. God, that sounded so bad. The Crypto Podcast for the man's man and one man who watches Ellen. No, but Ellen pops up all the time in my suggested feed in YouTube for some reason.
I know what you mean.
I don't watch them though. I don't. You're killing me right now, dude. I'm killing myself.
It's okay. It's okay.
Dang it. This always happens.
Sometimes a good Ellen, man, whether it's for a good laugh or a good cry, whatever you need to do, man. I respect that.
Dude, if you really respect that, I've lost respect for you just now, okay? I don't know why it shows up. Jimmy Fallon always shows up. I don't watch those clips, but they're always, hey, let's talk about YouTube for a second. Let's get off topic here, if we were ever even on a topic. Okay, YouTube, they will force feed you a video. Have you ever been scrolling through YouTube and you're just like, oh my gosh, okay, I will watch this video. You've shown it to me 1,000,000 times.
Yep.
Yeah, that happened to me recently. I wish I could remember what it was, but it was a video that I had seen so many times. And I was like, I never actually watched it, just seen the thumbnail. And it's like, okay, YouTube, you've been trying to shove this video down my throat for 6 months. I will click the freaking video, So YouTube needs to chill out on that. What do you think?
Hey, come on, YouTube, just chill.
Chill, YouTube, chill. So, yeah. So, and then, of course, I just got back from a big trip, right?
Yeah. Tell me all about it. We know you went to Disney.
Oh, yeah. Went to Disney with the fam. Well, let me tell you something very interesting. I'm also trying to get sponsored by A&W Diet Root Beer, if anyone is interested in helping me out with that. So my brother-in-law is in the military. He's in the Air Force. And so we got to stay in the military resort. It's called Shades of Green. It's very close to the Magic Kingdom. It's actually very close to like the monorail at Disney World where you get on to ride to Disney or Epcot. And we stayed there and we were like in a food dungeon there. We couldn't order a pizza because it's a military base. And so anyone who came on had to have a military ID or a temporary one that they provided. So like we couldn't order any takeout while we were there. And we had to eat in the hotel. And it was so expensive. It was crazy.
Do those guys never order pizza?
They have pizza there, but it's crappy. I mean, I want I don't want a foo-foo pizza. You know what I'm talking about?
Right.
I want a man pizza. You know what I'm saying?
Man pizza.
Yeah, let me get that cheese, that feta. Put some feta cheese on that.
Feta cheese, huh? Cheese. So you got to give it a nice little salty bite.
Oh, yeah, dude. Pepperoni and feta is my tester pizza. Like, if I want to find out, like, okay, does this place have good pizza or not? Give me that pep and feta. And a lot of times you have to get double feta because they're so stingy with it. They're so stingy with
fancy
feta.
Cheeses. It's a fancy cheese.
Cheeses, dude. Dude, I like fancy cheese. You know what I'm saying? I like all kinds of cheese, but feta's probably my favorite. Feta cheese, blue cheese crumbles are pretty good, but on the pizza, you got to go feta cheese. Okay.
Sure.
Yeah, so
I mean, I like mozzarella. I like some Fontina, some Parmigiano Reggiano.
Ooh, dude, you know what I like is shredded Parmesan cheese.
Dude, I am like that with some olive oil, some salt and pepper, some crushed red pepper flakes on some toast.
Ooh, that's not God, dude. I'm on keto right now, dude.
I've
been successfully on keto for 3 days. Okay,
so
no, not
minus
on
the toast. Not on the toast, but you could eat that stuff just like spoonfuls.
Oh yeah, I could, and I do. I just actually got a Romano Parmesan cheese blend bag, and I've just been destroying it. Just taking handfuls out at a time. So
talk to me about keto really quick, because I mean, everybody knows like how to get to ketosis, where you starve your body, whether you do intermittent fasting, whether you do an extended fast. Tell them, how do you get into ketosis? And we're not health professionals by any means.
This is not health advice, y'all.
Do your own research.
Yeah, do your own research. No, I mean, for me, it's just don't eat carbs, man. I mean, I just do not eat carbs at all. And when I don't eat carbs, then I go into ketosis. At some point and ketosis is just basically a it's a state where your body is burning off your fat instead of burning off your protein and other calories and stuff like that, or your carbohydrates. It's not usually your body runs on energy produced by carbohydrates, but when you use the protein, it's forced to use fat instead of carbohydrates, and that's how you lose a ton of weight. And I got the keto strips one time.
What's that?
To make sure that I was doing it right.
Like a pee strip?
Yeah, you pee on it. Yeah, you pee on it, and then it just tells you whether or not you're in ketosis. And so I did it a couple times, and every time it's like, you're in ketosis 100%. So I was like, all right, must be working pretty good,
Well,
but dude, I'm a man. I like meat. You know what I'm saying? So like I eat, I drink protein shakes, which I can drink on the diet. And I like I'll just go and buy like a bunch of packs of pepperoni and just eat the pepperoni or turkey, ham, whatever.
So meat's good. I mean, you could go heavy protein. Is there like a scientific formula where you want to have so much protein, or could you just like have like protein and like almonds?
I mean, I don't get that fancy with it, dude. You know what I mean? Like, no. I mean, I guess almonds don't have carbs in them, do they?
I don't think so. I think they're just like high in fat and like high in protein, I think.
Yeah. You can't really, here's the thing. Honestly, you cannot mess up keto. You can't mess it up. If you just don't eat carbs, you can't mess it up.
No, can you have fruit carbs?
No, absolutely
not. Ooh, see, that's no my thing. I love fruit.
Yeah, you are kind of fruity. I'd agree. No, I just mean like you like fruit. Like that's what they call people like fruit. You're fruity.
Yeah. Okay. That's very nice.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I feel like you can't mess it up. Like unless you go off the diet, like now at some point you'll kind of hit like a stabilizing level where you like, okay, well now I got to either like eat less. Cause like you pretty much eat almost as much as you want on this diet, as long as you're not eating any carbs, So you can eat too much though. Like if you eat like 25 or 30 wings every single day with a ton of blue cheese, then yeah, you're probably not going to lose any weight. But if you do that a couple times a week, you're still going to lose weight. But sometimes you got to eventually you got to start working out. I've been running a little bit, still training for that marathon. It's going much slower than I thought it was going to go. But yeah, trying to make progress. But yeah, that's keto. That's what's going on with it.
So like if you order a burger, you got to have it no patty, right? Or no bun?
I'm probably just not going to order a burger at a place. And this is where it gets difficult because when I'm at home, I can pretty much, go to the grocery store, get whatever I need. But dude, I'm going out of town so much this month. Like that's where it gets real hard to stay on this thing because you want to eat a burger or, like you're not supposed to have barbecue sauce. You know what I'm saying? Ooh. Can you imagine?
No.
You do A1. You can do steak sauce.
That breaks my heart for you, sir. Yeah.
So I just eat steak wherever I go. But, I'm very fortunate that one of my favorite things is wings, So, and you can get if you get ribs, you can eat ribs. It's not the end of the world if it doesn't have, if it has some barbecue sauce on it. But dude, I like to douse that sauce, dude.
Can you eat the wings because they're breaded?
No, just regular. You don't want breaded wings.
Oh, just say give me the naked wings.
Yeah, just chicken wings.
Chicken wings.
Yeah. I don't eat breaded wings to begin with.
Don't they bread them and fry them?
Pansies.
Do they bread them and fry them sometimes?
No. Mm-mm.
With a little something?
No, not buffalo wings.
All right.
Some places may. I mean, like some restaurants, if you get them, they may. But most of your traditional wing restaurants do not put breading on the wings.
I would trust your opinion 100% because I know you're a aficionado.
And fat. Both. Since I'm fat and an aficionado, you got to trust me. So, gosh, I got to lose some weight though. I'm getting out of control. Honestly. All
right, so Disney. Talk to me about Disney.
Let's talk about Disney. Okay. So we go to Disney. It's really fun. I was in the food dungeon, but we were so fortunate to be able to stay there and stay on property. Like that was really, really cool that we did get to do that. Big shout out to my brother-in-law and sister-in-law. They were a lot of fun to hang out with while we were down there. But, one thing that I thought was really interesting while we were at Disney is we rode the Wheel of Progress or Carousel of Progress.
Mm-hmm.
And so you're on this spinning device. And I mean, it's really a theater that spins. And you're going from this one segment to this different segment. And it's basically an old guy telling a story. And he starts telling the story. And you can tell, I think it starts in probably the 20s maybe, or maybe right at the turn of the century. And Walt Disney supposedly built this entire thing like at the very beginning at the 1908 World Fair or something like that.
Yeah, I think this is like an old school thing.
Yeah, so crazy how much of the future he was able to predict from there. It's absolutely insane.
Oh, nutty.
But here's the one thing. It would go from decade to decade, and every time it would get to the end of one decade, he would always say, you know what? people think that the future is going to look this certain way, but that'll never happen. And then as they move to the next segment, the first thing he would start out with was like, well, that thing I thought was impossible, they did it. That was basically the gist of each one of the stories, going all the way from the turn of the century up to, I think, probably the 1980s was as high as it went or whatever. But it was definitely very interesting to watch and to see. Like in the beginning, they didn't even have lights. They were using lanterns in the beginning of the 1900s. Imagine that. At the beginning of the 1900s, they were still using lanterns.
That's crazy.
That's nuts.
You know what else is not going to work?
Blockchain technology.
Yeah, blockchain technology and Bitcoin and crypto. Give me a break.
Yeah, exactly. Absolutely not going to work. Fast forward 20 years from now, well, they made it happen. And, it really did gave me a lot of perspective on things watching that, honestly, and thinking about the fact that right now we are so hung up on how complicated it is to bring people into the space, the security of the wallets, how to store private keys. We're so hung up on all this stuff, but it will get solved.
It will.
It will get solved. And I think that's the thing that I really took away from watching that carousel progress is like, it gave me the perspective of like, you know what? It's cool that we're part of this. It's going to all get taken care of. And this is the future. We just got to let it happen. And the people that are going to be, the creators and the inventors of all of these different solutions that we'll have in the future, like, who knows? They may not even be in crypto yet.
Yeah. There's so much that can happen. And I feel like it's so much time. And like, what do they say? Like, or what's the expression or the metaphor where like a week in blockchain is like 5 years in like regular finance or, regular world or whatever. It's so interesting to think, when you try to compare it to the lesson that you learned at the carousel of time, there's just so much that's going to happen.
Yeah. Yeah. It is crazy to think like what the world's going to look like. Like if you just compared those 20-year segments, from the 1900s to the 1920s to the 1940s to the 1960s, 1980s, like they were so drastic, like the things, and at each portion, it made their lives so much easier. And that's what blockchain is going to do. It's going to make our lives much easier. We just can't see all the ways that it's going to make it easier right now.
No, but what we will do is we will continue building and growing and learning. And it's just fun to see, big time companies adopt, whether it's an advisor or something, to see, how they can fit that business model into blockchain. It's great with, companies like IBM, and who did they partner with to, figure out the shipping and supply chain? Stellar. And I don't know if that partnership even is still a thing, because I know the guy who started that ended up leaving the company, right?
I think it is. I think they're still working together in some form or fashion. Maybe, who knows? Somebody might fact check that and tell us we're wrong. I don't know.
You wrong, man.
But you're the one that said it, so I'm sticking with you're right.
Cool. Yeah, we're right.
So, yeah, I mean, the companies are going to get involved are going to be absolutely insane. I mean, just think every single company that that out there that's a big company is going to be involved in blockchain. Like have you seen the Pepsi coin thing?
Yeah, what's up with that?
I don't know. I've been seeing people posting about it. I think it's in a different country probably. I don't think it's in America. But they have this thing called Pep Coin. I think it's called Pep Coin. And it's basically, I think, a way that they can pay out, prizes from giveaways that they do. Maybe something like that.
Pep Coin by PepsiCo. Buy, scan, cash in. Earn cash back anytime you buy both specifically parked PepsiCo drinks and Frito-Lay snacks.
Why are we not talking about this? Why is no one talking about this? Seems pretty significant, doesn't it?
It seems like Pepsi is tokenized in some way.
Do you remember when you were a kid and, these were the good old days, dude. You want me to tell you about the good old days? The good old days were when Coke gave away, like, you could win a free Coke or you could win a T-shirt, whatever. But all you had to do was screw off the top and look at it, know if you won.
I mean, that's just perfect marketing.
Those were so great back then, but nobody does that anymore.
Do they? I don't drink soda, so they don't do that. Does McDonald's still do like the Monopoly game and stuff?
Oh, that's a whole nother conversation. They rigged it for a long time.
Yeah, for like 20 plus years, right?
I think it was 10 years. Yeah, they rigged it. And I can't tell, like, people keep talking about a Canadian McDonald's Monopoly scam, and I haven't actually read the story to see if it's the same one or a different one. But yeah, but the point is, the reason that Coke doesn't do that anymore, and basically no one does that anymore, why they make you look for codes is because if you have to go type in a code on a website, they're going to make you put in your email address. So they're going to have your email address. And then just think about this. How many millions of dollars in giveaway prizes have these companies not had to give away because nobody checks it?
I would venture to say that number is probably pretty large.
It's very large. I would guarantee it's very large. So there's a lot of benefits for people to do it, but I don't know if Pepsi's doing it, tokenizing it, then I might be interested. Maybe I can try to win something.
Yeah. I wouldn't, it wouldn't make me drink soda. I just don't.
You hate soda.
It's not my jam.
You hate milk and soda.
Yeah.
Why do you hate milk?
Why do you
hate milk so much?
Why are you saying it like that?
What, milk?
Yeah. Like the stuff that comes from a cow?
Yeah, milk.
Milk.
There's a big viral video from a long time ago.
Okay.
A guy saying milk. So I just thought it'd be funny. Was it funny?
Yeah. I mean, I just was laughing inside. I didn't want to laugh at you on the show, though. Like, I didn't want to, like...
Well, I like to mispronounce words, you know? Like, I say alien. I don't know if you noticed that I say alien instead of alien.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. Alien and quesadilla is another one. I just say them wrong. I've said them wrong for so long. I just say them like that now.
Oh, that works. Mine is Warsh, and my wife does not like that.
That's terrible. I would never say that again if I were you.
Like we gotta go wash the core.
Yeah, wash your core.
Like wash that clothes.
Go put that in the washer.
Washer.
Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah, no.
So where were we? I totally lost track.
It beats me, to be honest with you.
Who knows? Maybe we should just move on at this point. Let's talk about Bakkt. Let's talk about institutional investing.
We were talking about Pepcoin.
Oh, Pepcoin. That's right. So speaking of big people getting into crypto, you see how I did the segue? Let's move on and talk about Bakkt. So Bakkt launched on the 23rd, which is about 2 weeks ago now, and it's been a total disaster ever since. The entire crypto world has been in shambles. I mean, we dropped from 10,000, like fighting to get up to 11,000, all the way down to 8,000. We were down in 7,800s yesterday, or maybe that was 2 days ago, whenever it was. And it's had a pretty significant effect on the market, I think. What do you think?
Ooh, man. I mean, like you look at some of the articles. I mean, they're talking about how they're flatlining, that it is just it's the slump that's killing it. You know, it's interesting. When you look at the pricing in the market, I mean, 8,200, it's not like it's, you know, it definitely dropped down lower than that just a few days ago. So it's, I wouldn't say it's on the recovery, but, you know, it's crazy to think that. And one of the things that I wanted to ask you about Bakkt and, you know, kind of how, the volume is way down, but what if the volume on just all these exchanges is just total made up garbage, and that's a little bit more reasonable?
Yeah, it's just me, you, and 7 friends. That's basically all that's in crypto, right?
You know, I mean, that's, you know, you joke about it, but I mean, there's obviously more than 8 people, but
it's scary. It's scary to think about that the exchange volume may be so low that maybe the price of Bitcoin is way overinflated. I don't know, maybe Tether's, helping to prop that price up and things like that. But I mean, I think it's even more concerning for other coins, because if you look at something like, like I'm going to just pick on something like NEM or Tron, like any of the coins that are in between like 10 and 40, any of those. If you look at the volume of Bakkt and say like, okay, well, maybe that's actually real volume compared to the crypto exchanges we've seen, that means these things are being basically not traded at all.
Yeah. Right.
It's scary. Like what should their price be? I mean, XRP's at like 25 cents. Like what should it actually be at? Like 3 cents, maybe? Who knows?
Oh, the XRP people are not going to like that. I can tell you that.
I'm just throwing out hypotheticals, XRPians,
the XRP army.
The XRP army. I'm just throwing numbers out. I'm not saying
I think we've said this before, and we'd love to have someone from the XRP team come up here and chit chat with us. I mean, we're non-discriminatory.
Get them on. Let's do it. I'm a big fan. Make it happen. So, are you a Chicago White Sox fan?
No, I'm a Chicago Cubs fan.
Your mom threw out the first pitch at the White Sox game, right?
A couple weeks ago.
Did we talk about this on the last podcast? I totally switched subjects, but I was just thinking about this.
No, I don't know if we talked about it or not, but yeah, my mom just a couple weeks ago, I got a call on like Thursday afternoon, and it was, hey, I'm throwing the first pitch out of the game Friday. I was like, I'll see you. I'm coming in. Yeah, so we got to go down there. My brother and I and my grandfather, we escorted her to the field, and she went out and drew out the first pitch.
Drew it out.
She drew it out.
That's awesome. But is she a White Sox fan?
Oh, die hard. They have had season tickets.
Oh, she's a White Sox fan.
Oh, big time. My whole family.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You said because she had season tickets, she got to do it.
Yeah, but my whole family pretty much grew up as White Sox fans, and
except
then
for you,
except for me and my older sister.
Why did you become a Cubs fan?
Growing up, like when I was even younger, like my dad and I would go to all the home openers and stuff. So I grew up as a Cubs fan, and then like my mom and the whole rest of the side of the family have been Sox fans. So like growing up, like I'd wear like my Tigers jersey if I could. I'd definitely wear Cubs jerseys, but I didn't like that too much.
Tigers jersey, yeah, I bet they didn't like that.
Well, no, I just had a Tigers t-shirt. I wouldn't wear a jersey. I had a Cubs jersey.
You wouldn't disrespect like that.
You're darn right.
I didn't mean to get so off topic there. Let's get back to the topic at hand here, because I think that the more that what we learn about Bakkt, the scarier it becomes for me in terms of, it's almost like these institutional investors are now playing a game. They're playing a game with cryptocurrency that is basically geared to push the rest of us out. And I'm a little concerned that. What was the big hopium for so long? The ETF, Bakkt, institutional investors. Like, true, the ETF hasn't been approved yet, but now we had Bakkt and it actually pushed the price down. What is the next hopium everybody's talking about?
I don't know, but I hope it doesn't involve boys from Wall Street. That's for sure. I mean, you had to think the whole time. And why did the people that were organic to the space or wanted to kind of be true to what it is? Why would they want that in the first place? I mean, you saw what they did to the normal financial system.
Yeah, exactly. And it concerns me about that's what they're trying to do with Bitcoin right now, honestly. And it makes me think that we're going to be stuck maybe in sideways movement for a long time. But the next hopium is the halvening, right? The Bitcoin halvening.
Yeah.
Oh, by May, the price is going to go way up when this halvening happens. And I hope that it does. I mean, I certainly will say that. Like, I hope the price goes way up. I hope we all make a ton of money. Like, that's great. But what if it doesn't? What if there is no halvening pump? Because there's only been, to my knowledge, I think 3 cycles where the halvening pumped the price. Maybe it's 4. I think it's 3 though. Wait, it's every 4 years. So yeah, so I think it's happened like 3 times. Maybe it's just 2 times. Whatever it is, regardless. The fact is people are taking like what happened in the past and kind of applying like some standard economic principles, like, when you cut the supply, the demand goes up and yada, yada, yada. But what if we just don't have enough track record or enough information to really determine whether or not like that really is a thing that's going to happen every time we have a happening? You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely. We don't know.
Yeah.
We don't know what's going to happen. I mean, you can only go off. I mean, history tends to repeat itself. I think that's something that most people might say, but this feels like it's different. I mean, this feels manipulated, man. Like this just doesn't feel right. I mean, and I'm not saying that it is, but who knows how long it could be, especially now, when you've got things like Bakkt. I mean, because they've got the money to just do whatever they want.
Yeah, and I think the question is, if we were to fast forward 1 year from now, we were to go to next September, and we were to say, okay, the price of Bitcoin's at $9,600. How many people you think will be left?
Not too many. They'll get bored.
Yeah.
Well,
we already see it.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. You see people saying, peace out. Like, I got to go get a real job. Like, I can't do this anymore. I've got to, I got to go figure something else out. But yeah, every day. I mean, the longer it goes sideways. Yeah.
I mean, I think people just keep waiting for, this big pump to happen. And it just isn't happening right now, and it's kind of scary.
It is kind of scary. But one of the things you got to look at, and, if you say, all right, let's take Bitcoin. And when we take Bitcoin and we look at the year, the 1 year price, it's up 25%. Is your bank account giving you that kind of money?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's ups and downs. That's the market. If you can play those, if you can read those and you can swing those, good for you. But if you're not, if you're just a hodler, you just made 25%. If you did nothing.
Yeah.
So
and doing nothing is easy to do.
Doing nothing is easy to do. You just kind of forget about it. Like, it's not, I mean, and until it goes crazy like it did last time, stop worrying about the price. What's that matter? Is if you risk too much and you're hurting for money, that's one thing, but It's kind of your own fault because you knew the risk going into it. But if you can just sit and wait for the market to come to you, that's what you should be doing.
Well, I've taken a little bit different strategy. I've taken a little bit of a different approach.
You're going into the trading game.
Oh, yeah. I'm going hot and heavy in it. I've started leverage trading on Bybit, bybit.bitboy.live. You guys go to that link. You can sign up. I just showed my own ref link. Yikes. Don't worry, J Chains. I'll give you like a quarter of a Bitcoin. It's pocket change at this point. I'm making so much money leverage trading. I'm just kidding, guys. In all seriousness, though, like I'm not showing Bybit because I want people to sign up for my link. I don't care if you sign up for my link. I've actually had 0 Bybit referrals. So if you want to be my first one, I think my link is broken. I think the link is not working, but that's beside the point. The point is I've been using Market Cipher. This is an indicator that was built by this guy, Crypto Face, and he's phenomenal. Like this guy is making $200,000 trades live on live streams.
Damn.
Like, could you imagine how much your sphincter would be sucked in if you had that much money on the line on one trade?
Are you kidding me?
Ooh, I'm pinging right now, just thinking about it.
I mean, to play with that kind of money. I mean, it'd be, if you knew what you were doing and you were a professional and expert at your craft, then it would make it, I think, man, nope. I'm thinking about it. Nope. I'd be scared. I mean,
he's got, he does risk management, it's not like he's got all of his money on the line at one trade, but I've been listening to his calls and I have Market Cipher. It costs like 0.1 Bitcoin. I got a, free copy from him or whatever for, doing a video with him and things like that. But so I didn't have to, full transparency. I didn't have to pay for it, but it does cost 0.1 Bitcoin. And with that, you get access to like go to his little trading discussion group on Discord. I just do whatever he does. I mean, I'm trying to learn more about TA so I can use it without, like right now, kind of where I'm at is like, okay, I know that if there's a green dot on this one spot that I need to go long on it. Like I know that's what it means, but I just don't know why the green dot pops up. Does that make sense? Like I don't know what the market conditions are. They're like, now is the time you need to go long, and now is the time to go down.
No, they're like tutorial videos.
Yeah, but I mean, there's so much to it, man. Like there really is. It's so crazy trying to look at all of it. It's got these things called oscillators, which I don't even know what an oscillator is. That's how noob I am.
Isn't that a fan?
That's what I thought too. Honestly, I thought it was a fan. But yeah, so those are things I'm trying to figure out about it, about how to use it and how to understand it a little better. So I'm like taking a course on TA right now, trying to learn. I feel like I really got to understand fundamental TA, but it's really plug and play for me. I mean, I just do what he says and I make money. I mean, I've been doing really good with it the last several weeks. And when I lose a little bit. But when I win, like I win a good bit, and that's the cool thing about leverage trading is, dude, like just think if you were to put in like, I don't know, like a $500, long on Bitcoin when it hits the bottom, like if you get it at the bottom, like at 70, let's say it goes down to 7,200 and you get that long with like, dude, I like using 25X leverage.
Ooh, yeah.
I like 25X, man. 25X is my go-to, man. Like a lot of people want to do 3, 5, 10. I haven't been liquidated yet on a big trade.
That's great.
Yeah, I have not been. I've been liquidated on some smaller trades, but not on any significant trades that I've done. Because when I'm ready to go long with that leverage or short on it, like I'm pretty sure it's going that way. Based on the indicators.
Based on what you've been seeing. Now, do you see like, is it like to the like second where you're seeing like the trades happen, or because it's a bolt on to trading view, right?
Yeah. It's a script that overlays on trading view. So yeah, it works. I'm
gonna hit you with a nerd alert. I don't even know what a script means.
I don't know either. That's just what it says, dude. That's what it says, dude. I don't know what I actually do know what a script is. I mean, it's just it's a computer programming function, is long and short of it. It's like something that runs automatically. So all you got to do is plug it up.
Nerd.
Dude, I hate you so much right now. Dude, will you stop hitting me with that nerd alert, dude? I'm your boy.
We're done.
Nerd.
No more.
No more, thanks. Dude.
Nope. Yeah, no more alerts.
Show some respect. Put some respect on my name.
Here we go.
So, but yeah, overlays like all these indicators on it, and it's really cool. I really like it. I do want to be clear about this. I'm not getting paid anything to tell you guys that this thing works phenomenally. I'm just telling you that it does work phenomenally. And I'm using it every day. But it overlays on TradingView. And so you basically have like some different indicators that are these oscillators, and then you have different indicators with the RSI but on the top part, on the actual candlesticks, it puts little symbols above each candle, and each symbol means something different. So when you learn what those symbols mean, like there's one called a blood diamond. So when a big red diamond, the blood diamond, that blood diamond. So when that big red blood diamond pops up, you know the bottom's about to drop out of it. You could probably go 100x leverage, and you're going to make money when that blood diamond pops up.
Ooh.
You know?
Have you done 100 yet?
I have on some smaller movement, but I don't know if I quite have the cojones to, because it's such a small liquidation window you have. It's so small. Yeah, I mean it's like a couple Satoshis. No. It's like about $100 you get, maybe about $100 to play, or 100, like $100 range. You know, like if Bitcoin's in between like 80.50 and 81.50. You know, like and this is just approximate. Like if you're at 81.50 and you go long, and that thing drops like $100, you getting liquidated. And sometimes it's even less than that. Yeah, and that's hard because that thing moves a lot. But what's
the window? Like how long do you have? Do you set your time?
There's no time.
Well, how do you close? How do you close and collect or win or lose?
Manually. Just say, hey, I close this trade. Yeah. So like if you're longing, okay. So when I shorted Bitcoin at 9,600, I shorted Bitcoin at 9,600 with 25x leverage. It wasn't that big of a trade. It was like $500 I had on it. And that thing dropped all the way down to 8,200. Like I had to choose like, okay, this is the point where I want to get out. So, and I made about $2,000 on that one trade, you know, and it dropped down to like 8,000 and some change. And I was just getting greedy. Like, oh, this thing gonna go down to 7,500. I'm about to make even more money. And like I sat there and watched it go back up, and it went back up to like about 8,200. And I was like, God, I got to hit that button, dude. It's like that whammy button, like no whammies, boom. And then you close it, you know?
Okay.
So on a long, that's what I'm saying. If you were to pick up, now look, this is not for beginner traders. This is not, even though I'm a beginner trader and I'm using it, but you know, I shouldn't tell you guys like, hey, you're going to go get rich doing this. Like you can get liquidated. The difference between leverage trading and regular trading is with regular trading, if you got a Bitcoin and the price goes up to $100,000, you have $100,000. If the price goes down to $2,000, you have $2,000. However, with leverage trading, if it drops below a certain point, you have $0. You know,
nothing.
Yeah, or if you're shorting it and it goes above a certain price, like you have $0. But you know, if you were able to, let's say, catch Bitcoin at like, let's say you caught Bitcoin at $3,000 or $3,150. Let's say you got the bottom of it, and you had like 25x leverage on like a $500 trade. Dude, if that thing went all the way up to 14,000, you would have made so much money. I don't know what the numbers are. I'd had to work them out, but it would be like insane money for a small trade like that, you know? So that's what I'm trying to do right now. I'm trying to get a trade where I can catch the bottom. I think the bottom's going to be somewhere around 7,500, I think. So dude, I'm going to try to 100x. I promise you, I'm going to try to 100x. If it goes down to 7,500, I'm going to 100x. If I get liquidated, I'm going to see if it drops down to 7,000. I'm going to try it again because I want to catch the bottom and ride that thing all the way to the top.
Would you ever live stream?
Yeah. I want to be more comfortable with understanding what I'm talking about before like I want to do live streams. Because right now it's just like, hey guys, see this green dot here? I'm going to gamble here. I think this is right, you know? But I want to be able to understand. So I've been like hitting the books. I've been trying to understand TA a little bit better so I don't, you know, look or feel like such an idiot when I talk about it. But just know this, if you have Market Cipher and you do what CryptoFace says, like you will make money, you know, like if that's something people are interested in doing. However, I feel like I want to go a little deeper with it than just, you know, here's the right symbol. I'm going to do something, you know?
Yeah. I could be into that.
Like when I see that X.
Yeah, absolutely. So does Digifinex have leverage trading? Do you know?
Digitex?
Digifinex. I think it's like one of like the fourth or fifth or sixth exchanges.
I've never even heard of Digifinex. Bitfinex?
Let me see here. It's like a Singapore.
Digifinex?
No.
No one knows you made up an exchange just now.
I just made up I totally
everybody is Googling digifinex.com. Dude, what is Digifinex? You better look it up.
Bitfinex.
Yeah, that's what I said. I said Bitfinex.
What did I say?
I said Bitfinex and you said Digifinex.
Man, I don't even know what I'm talking about.
God, man, you've gone on another level with this right now, dude. You're not allowed to trade on Bitfinex. So with Bybit.
Isn't it a US exchange?
No, Bitfinex is not. Bitfinex is they used to allow US traders, but they're in trouble with they're in trouble with the New York State Attorney and suing them.
The British Virgin Islands.
There you go. Yeah, I mean, technically you're not supposed to trade on Bybit if you're an American either. But some of these sites, they have like Binance, right? I still trade on regular Binance. I mean, everybody's talking about like, oh, you got to get off Binance. You don't have to use a VPN to get on regular Binance. You just didn't need to do KYC. I never did KYC, so I guess I trade on regular Binance.
I never did that either, so I'd be fine to go?
Yeah, everything's fine. I use it all the time still.
I'm sorry if I trash talk you, CZ, if you're listening.
CZ sucks. But yeah, I don't like him. But I don't hate the Binance US exchange because it's actually a subsidiary. It's actually a different company.
So we reached out to Binance US. Catherine Coley, to see if we can we reached out to the PR department, see if we can get Catherine on the show to talk about Binance US, see what maybe the sets them apart from the major Binance that everyone knows.
Yeah. So I still, people might think it's a little hypocritical. I still use Binance because I do trash it all the time. But Binance is quick, it's very liquid, and it's just very easy and fast. That's why I use it. I mean, there's definitely some bad stuff about it, but I've never done KYC, so none of my KYC has been stolen from them. And if I am using Binance, it's literally to move something on there, exchange it, and then move it somewhere. So it's just like, I just use it kind of as an exchange point. But so with Bybit...
Hang on a second. Use an exchange as an exchange point?
It's crazy, isn't it? I don't use it as a wallet. I know it's nuts. But
no one should ever, and just in case you're listening and you don't know, maybe you're new to the space, don't ever store your crypto on a wallet.
No.
In an exchange.
On an exchange wallet. Yeah, it's not your keys, not your crypto. Not your keys, not your Bitcoin. Not your keys, not your coin. I've discovered there's actually different variations of that. I always heard not your keys, not your crypto. Mm-hmm. But there's other variations that I've heard recently.
Interesting.
Yeah, I wanted to teach you that.
That was good. I appreciate that. You know what I love? Thank you. I love learning new stuff.
Yeah. Well, around me, I mean, you're always going to be learning new stuff.
Yeah. Smart guy.
By the sheer amount of volume that comes out of my mouth. Surely some of it you won't know,
100%.
More volume than crypto exchanges. But, the thing is about Binance or about Bybit is for Bybit, what you have to do is you use a VPN to sign up. And then once you sign up with a VPN, you never have to use it again. So it's pretty simple. If people do want to, not financial advice, not telling you to do it. But a lot of people, they'll go to Bybit and be like, oh, I can't do this. All you got to do is what I tell people, the easiest way to use a VPN is on your phone. If you just use an app, you can download from the App Store, use it as a VPN, sign up, get your password and your username, you're done. And you just do it like regular. I don't have to do anything special to sign up. I got Authenticator set up for it. But I guess that probably brings us about to the end of the show. What do you think?
That sounds good. I think today was a good show.
Good show, man. Yeah.
Hey, good show, man.
It was a good show, man. I liked it. It was a good show, I thought. Could have been better. I mean, if I would have talked less and you would talk more, maybe.
Oh, probably. I think that was the magic formula.
That's the magic. Yeah. What I need a sign to hold up, or I need you to hold up a sign like, you're talking too much. Please. This is enough. It's time for me to impart wisdom onto all of the followers of the Beards and Bitcoins podcast.
The knowledge that you have is good. It's good. It's good that you spit forth your wise wisdom, Master Bitboy.
Thank you. Spitfire. Spitfire. So yeah, well, big thank you to our show sponsor, Monarch Token. You can find them at monarchtoken.io. So big shout out to them for sponsoring. Looking forward to seeing Beatles here in a few weeks at World CryptoCon. I believe he'll be there. Heading out to LA next week as well for CIS, just for a day or two.
Some CIS?
Some CIS. I call it CIS, but it ain't your sister.
You got a cyst?
I got a big cyst.
Right.
But yeah, so awesome. Well, great show. We'll talk to you guys later.
See you.
You got this shit knocking, bro.